So Blackburn Rovers have released the retain list heading into the off-season, with some players let go, some players kept on, and some players still the jury is out. Who are they? We're going to tell you all about it next. Video today, we're taking a look at the future of Blackburn Rovers. Who's coming back next season? Who, of course, is gone? And, of course, who might be back next season? Those are, of course, a little bit more clarity has been just released by Rovers. We'll get to that in a second. If you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe button, your one-stop shop for Rovers. And, of course, everything going on at Ewell Park. That's right. So it is hot off the press. I am recording this on the 18th of May, and it's around about 2 p.m. in the UK. So let's, of course, go through it. There's a lot of names to be talked about. In fact, let me show you the actual article, and you can probably have a little look. Because I'm not talking at my arse. It's legit. Here is, of course, that retain list. Or, of course, the article dropped by Blackburn Rovers themselves. As you can see, a quick scan through there. Dropped less than an hour ago, so I am hot off the press. You can read it there, but I'm going to talk to you all about it. There is a little bit of some surprise in there, but nothing too drastic. But, of course, some thoughts to be had at the end. So let's take a look at the players that were released then, shall we? Of course, a lot of youngsters. Sam Barnes, probably one of the biggest names to be released. He was a young, promising defender, but, had a real bad run of injuries. So hoping that there's an EFL club out there that might want to take a punt on Sam Barnes. Lenny Serino's been with us for a long, long time. Of course, he will also be leaving the club at the end of the month, I think. End of the month or end of June, I'm not sure when the clarity is. Ben Files again, youngster, didn't really get too much opportunity to get through to the first team. Jay Haddo, I always kept an eye on this guy because he was born in Hong Kong. I think he played for the Japanese youth teams at a national level, but he has since been released. Jared Harlock was playing over in Wales, TNS. Wasn't getting many games times when we were covering the loan reports. So he has been, of course, let go. Ethan Walker, of course, was meant to be the next Tyree Stolen to come through the ranks, but he couldn't really break through. He had a couple of games for Rovers, I'll give him that. A winger, but not real good. Did have some time at Morecambe this season, so we might find him in the EFL. With a League Two club potentially. Charlie Weston, I think he was close to breaking through, but didn't get a good rub of the green either. So he, of course, will be joining the likes of Ethan Walker and Ben Thurkill. Of course, not much media out there of him in a Rovers shirt. So yeah, unfortunately, he also will be looking for future employment. In regards to professional football. But what about the players that were retained now? I'm going to come at you again first and foremost with the youth before we then dig a little bit deeper into the senior pros. So let's take a look at the retain. Now these are, of course, young academy guys knocking on the door potentially to break through to the team next season. They include Isaac Whitehall. He, of course, has been retained. When I say retained, I mean they have been offered new deals and the conversations going well. So Isaac Whitehall, Jalil Sadie, and Alex Baker are those that have been offered new deals at the club, from my understanding. So meanwhile, let's of course take a look at the ones that have been extended. And again, we're talking about academy first before we look at the major announcements here. So extended. These are like 1 year extensions. Of course, just rolled. Had a 1 year extension there. So we have Dominik Binic, Polish international. Or when I say international, I mean youth international. Of course, we've had Adam Kadrick as well. Charlie Olsen, George Pratt. Has been extended. Harrison Wood as well. I think that might complete the pack here, guys. Harrison Wood has been extended. Now, let's take a little look then, shall we, at the first team. The first team players, of course. There's not some major surprise here. It is what we all expected for Blackburn Rovers with the senior pros. Tyree Stolen, 1 year contract has been rolled into here. So where do we go from here? That's, of course, a different question. Of course, if we're gonna right the wrongs of the past, he's either got to sign a new deal or we've got to sell him on. And those discussions need to happen before a ball has been kicked in July and August. We need to know where we are. Are we on the same playing field? If we're not on the same playing field, then of course we're going to have to look to sell you. That's, of course, the market these days. We cannot afford to keep you on. You might be on, I don't know. I've not got the numbers in front of me. You might be on good salary, but of course you're an asset. You're worth a couple of million at least, and we know there's interest out there. Luton Town, of course, rumoured to be liking his abilities. So again, that could be something that we consider as well. So either sign the contract or we sell you, and you have got to make that decision. I think there is a contract offer out there, so let's see where we go with Tyrese, and if there's any news, I'll of course let you guys know. So Tyrese, again, 1 year deal, extended, of course, and same with this guy, runs his heart out for the club. Sam Gallagher, again, my understanding is that there's another contract offer on the table. And we've got to do the same sort of dilemma. We've got you for a year. You will be playing football at some level, I think, next year. And at the moment it is with Blackburn Rovers. So the thing is, the discussion that again we have to have is are you playing for the badge? Are you gonna try and milk us dry? You are one of the high paid, if not the highest paid player on the books. I think you and Sigurdsson competing for that prestigious honour right now. And I don't know what Rovers have offered you. I don't get that. We don't have that privilege to know. But do you warrant that 18 grand a week or 15 grand a week? To being our top earner, I don't know right now, and that might be the dragging our heels bit, because maybe we've offered you lesser terms, and to take a downgrade, it's not everyone's cup of tea. So yeah, ultimately, he will be within the players to start next season, unless we see fit and sell the guy. And the scenario is no different. We cannot be seen for mugs. You either sign the contract or we sell you. We sell you, whether we make a couple million from you and you play your football elsewhere. I'll be sad to see any one of you go, both you and Tyrese Dolan go. It will be a sad time, because I think you do give a lot for the club, but we can't be made fools of. We've done it too many times in the past. It's a bad stink, bad reputation. And the fans, we're just, we need to be going in the right direction, and the players need to be on the same hymn sheet as us. We need to be all chipping in for the same cause. And if you're dilly-dallying about a contract, then guess what? I don't think your heart's in it. So fucking sign the deal or move on. So those are the two that have been senior pros that have got a 1 year deal that's been activated. Now let's talk about the talks. There's talks, of course, for this fella. That's right, Carl McFadzean. What a revelation he has been. Coming in on a short-term deal to the end of the season, and he proved to be a monstrously a good asset for us. I think if he was with us, if we could just, clone his performances from back in the season to the beginning and have him from August, he would be in that discussion. Besides Smodic, if we take him out the equation, as player of the season, I thought he was a rock. He had a bit of a mare in one game where he got red carded, but warrior performance at the back, and that's what we've missed. We've missed a warrior performance. We've missed those characters at the back. This guy, no matter who he plays for, he walks through brick walls. He's a player that we've lacked for many years. I know he's not getting younger, and I think a 1 year deal for him suits us all to the ground. I think he could be a good mentor for the likes of Hayden Carter, and of course young O'Riordan, the guy we picked up on loan from Crewe, a good mentor for the future. So for me, this is a win-win. Again, it's not done, but talks are out there, and I guess Mr. McFadzean, might have a bit of leverage here. He might have a bit of leverage on us to maybe drive the price up a little bit because of the way he ended the season. So I would anticipate him to maybe squeeze a few pounds out of Venky's purse for his weekly wage. However, the same conversation cannot be said for this guy as talks continue. For this guy, John Fleck. That's right. Goodness gracious me. You know what? I was excited. I was excited for this guy to come in here, and I'm sure he signed a deal, 6-month deal in January to be at this club. And I was genuinely excited. I thought, we just lost Adam Wharton, but this guy can be a difference maker, and he still can. He still can. But as I said, for Carl McFadzean, he's got the leverage. I think the leverage now goes for Rovers. Whatever Fleck was getting in January, should be getting that now. He's be looking for a new club. He's here. I think we like having him around. I think he can prove to be a good guy, but we cannot nurse a player for 12 months and cannot pay him what we probably were paying for Fleck from January to June. I think if it's a reduced offer, then I think we can work something out. I think he would have a humongous part to play next season. I think he could be a starter in our midfield if he was fit. If he, of course, the shit injury scenario is gone. If not a regular starter, a regular guy from the bench, calm things down, a Stuart Downing-like player, a mature man in midfield. We didn't get to see him really in a blue and white shirt. In fact, we saw him in a yellow shirt for about 10 minutes, and then we fucked up a corner, and then that was it. So I would, it is a little bit ludicrous to be having this conversation, but he's an experienced pro. It does a little bit of the hard work for you a little bit by adding a bit more depth to this team. I just want those numbers down a bit. So those, I believe, are it. Where am I going? John Fleck, of course, been in discussions at the moment. I think that completes it. So the retain list is out there, of course. Make sure you check it out on the Rovers website. For me, there's no major real surprises. The only surprise, to be honest with you, is that conversations are still going with John Fleck. Of course, we're at a crossroads here. We are at a crossroads with John Fleck. We either take him, or he takes us, or we don't. We can't be dicking around with it. And again, get that salary or the wage offer spot on those is of course where the recruitment team or whatever director of football or whoever's making those decisions these days have got to get it right. Get that right, and then of course I think we will see the best out of John Fleck next season. But until then, guys, subscribe, smash the like, non-stop Rovers coverage whenever I get it. You get it. Until then, we are done.